Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. London derby, Stamford Bridge, Monday night under the lights, Chelsea versus West Ham United. The return of Graham Potter to Stamford Bridge. This match has all the makings of being the nail in the coffin of what has been a disastrous month, or alternatively, the deadline day transfer window will be happening at the same time that this game is going on. So I'll be live with a watch-along / deadline day stream on GBFC. And this game, to be quite honest, I feel like this has got the capacity and the potential of either sending us into oblivion or starting some kind of momentum-shifting, gear-changing moment in our season. This is, up until this point, the biggest game in Chelsea's season. It is the biggest game in the season because it's not only Graham Potter returning, it is a London derby, it's West at home to East, it's a chance to get a big win under our belts, to start making Stamford Bridge a place that people fear again. But after what we saw against Manchester City, it's all well and good us sitting here and complaining about how feeble, pathetic that performance was in so many ways, but the response is just as important as that. Even if this game we put in a shift but we draw, we're fuming. If we get beat again, I'm sorry, but people are going to start turning on the manager. People are going to start turning on the players completely. There's a lot of players right now at Chelsea that have been put down recently, all for the right reasons, particularly Rob Sanchez, Nicholas Jackson. There's not been anything good to say about them, so we shouldn't be protecting players anymore. Maresca's done it too often in press conferences, but fortunately, in his press conference on Friday, in the build-up to this West Ham game, I think he pretty much said that Jorgensen's going to start, because he's talking about, oh, it doesn't mean that he's going to keep playing. We've got two goalkeepers. Everyone in the football world can see that what Rob Sanchez has done recently, it's not even just a droppable offence. We should be asking him to withhold his wages or donate him to charity or something. It's been that bad. So I personally believe we will see changes in this game. And this week, I made a video with Joey. We were discussing potential formation changes at Chelsea. The big question I have, and I would love to know what you guys think here, just top end, do we think Maresca is too stubborn to change the formation here at Chelsea? I think there's a world right now, and we're not going to build the lineup yet because I want to show you the table. I want to show you a bit of West Ham and how they've changed a little bit under Graham Potter as well. There is a world right now where Chelsea have actually got the personnel to potentially play a three at the back again, to make us a bit more assured defensively. We have seen great results with this in the past as well. I think if you've got a back three that has Reece James right centre-back, Trev in the middle, Levi Colwill left centre-back, Cucurella left wing-back. I think Gusto as an overlapping wing-back could be fantastic. Maybe even Pedro Neto could do a job there as well. I think Chelsea have got the options here to enable us to change it up. But will Maresca do it? Will we see the intensity improve here from this Chelsea team? We absolutely, desperately need more than anything for Chelsea to play a full 90 minutes here. I know that we've been having players that have had niggles, injuries, issues, but the intensity of our performances since that Everton match before Christmas at Goodison Park in that disastrous 0-0 draw, the intensity has been sucked out of this team, and it has to return. We are in a huge plight right now. We were second. We could have gone top just before Christmas, and now we're 13 points behind Liverpool. This form, in times gone by, would have got Maresca sacked. Maybe not as bad as that yet, but maybe this would have been the game where if Maresca was to lose this and Roman was still the owner, Maresca would be gone, mate. Man City 4 wins out of their last 5. Forest are just having a brilliant season. Arsenal looking like they want to do business in the transfer window, unbeaten. Liverpool still doing very well, despite getting beat in the Champions League in midweek. They are the team to beat right now. Chelsea here, we absolutely have to beat West Ham. There are no if, buts, maybes about it. There's no drawing that will be acceptable in this match. There is no way I will sit here without throwing anything at the flipping camera if we lose. I tell you what, We have to bloody win this game. I'm getting uptight about it, even just speaking about it in the preview. Before, I've even put what team I think is going to be playing. And even then, I'm still concerned. But if we take a look at West Ham's lineup, the last time they played, they did well. They got a 1-1 draw, came back. Former Chelsea boy, Emerson, scoring there for West Ham United. Up against a 4-2-3-1 in Aston Villa, which I think Chelsea will probably do, as much as we could see a 3 at the back. Maybe, quite like to. But as you can see, 3 at the back here. Emerson, Wan-Bissaka. You got Souček and Alvarez in there. What this is it's going to be a low block side. Very difficult to break down. West Ham have been very aggressive in the first couple of matches that we have seen Graham Potter at the club. If we also bring up the game that they played against Fulham, if you look at the stats here, they're not really dominating the ball. Fulham absolutely dominated them, but they were clinical in front of goal, West Ham, scoring in all of their shots on target. If you look at the lineup here, 4-2-3-1, but again, there's a similar nature to this. You've got Souček there, who obviously likes to play a bit deeper. He's more of an enforcer, really, in the midfield. So what we can expect from this West Ham side is they're going to park the bus. They're going to frustrate Chelsea. Graham Potter is also going to be so desperate to prove himself something in this game. There is that added worry, I think, that Chelsea could just look so stupid if we don't manage to beat Graham Potter's West Ham United. So, with that being said, I'm going to now build my Chelsea 11. And I've built 2 different 11s here today because part of me, none of these 11s include Mark Guiu, simply because I just don't think Maresca backs him enough to start him. However, if it's me, right, I'm picking Mark Guiu over Nkunku as a striker if he wants to drop Nicholas Jackson. I just don't think he's going to drop Nicholas Jackson. But I do think he could, and I think there's another option with João Felix. But let's begin with the goalkeeper, and this for me is a no-brainer. I'd deactivate my channel if I was forced in any kind of way to say Rob Sanchez has to start this game in goal. There's not a single part of me that wants to see Sanchez start in goal for Chelsea ever again. I'm saying it now. I think we have seen enough. If Sanchez does start, I just think it's another recipe for disaster waiting to happen. I think when you're making errors of the nature that he is, as high profile as they are, as often as he is, I think at this point he's doing it too often that it's actually just become part of his game. Philip Jorgensen has to be the Chelsea goalkeeper to face West Ham United. There is absolutely nothing that can be said to change my mind. I know that we've not seen much of Jorgensen, and when we have seen him, it's not been incredible. The distribution's not been great, but he's got to start because Sanchez just cannot start for Chelsea anymore, ever again. We move into a back 4. And this is actually what I would like to see. This isn't what I think is going to happen, but I'm actually going to take Reece James out the side here. I want to see Malo Gusto on right back again. Trevor Chalobah, Colwill, and Cucurella at left back. We have seen Cucurella inverting and doing a great job so far this season. Malo Gusto, I think, has been mismanaged and misused this season. Malo Gusto, when he was bombing forward last year, was absolutely fantastic. And what is important to remember, when Gusto was bombing forward, Cole Palmer was quite often on the right wing. So naturally, Palmer would drift inside. Gusto would kind of have that freedom slightly to be able to get forward. And as much as when it came to like output in the final third of scoring goals, you don't expect that from your right back. We should be getting goals from other positions. But I think Gusto could absolutely do a job against Emerson, personally. I think with Reece James right now at right back, he's very conservative. I think when you're playing against better sides, where you might not expect to have as much of the ball, where you're expecting to do a lot more defending, maybe Reece would be better. But even still, positionally against City wasn't perfect. So I would quite like to see Malo Gusto specifically in this game against West Ham. Moving into the midfield too, and unfortunately without Romeo Lavia, we're kind of forced into doing this right now. Caicedo and Enzo. We heard from Maresca yesterday that there's not really any new injury news. So Enzo Fernandez is fit. Will we manage to keep these two fit between now and the end of the season? Lavia, we just cannot trust him. He's always injured, always getting injured again and again and again. So we need to keep these two players fit. And I think against City, we saw that we were so leggy in that midfield. We didn't have the energy because I don't think Enzo Fernandez was fully fit. But at this point, we genuinely don't have much choice. We just sold Cassidy as well. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, maybe we see him, but don't think so. I don't think that Wolves game was a good enough showpiece, even though I gave him a green box in the 6 things. If Enzo's fit, it's Enzo and Caicedo all day long. Moving. Cole Palmer on the right wing. I'm doing it. Felix in the 10. Sancho left wing. Jackson up front. I don't really want to see Jackson up front. I don't, but we've not addressed it in the transfer market, so we have to. All right? So don't bite my head off here. I want to see Palmer back on the right wing. So many times recently, he's getting marked out. We're talking about Palmer's creativity. There could be a world where this is a game that he is rested. I think maybe Maresca has seen that he's not been 100% recently. So I think without doubt, I think Felix will play in this game. I do. If he's obviously not moving to Aston Villa. If his head isn't gone. It's a conversation that has to be had from Enzo Maresca. Look at Felix and say to him, I'm giving you a chance here. Do you want this? Do you want to go for this? If he does, Felix in the 10, Palmer on the right. If he's not fit and Maresca does want to change things up a little bit and rest Palmer, I think this is such a must-win game that if Palmer isn't an injury worry in the press conference, then I think he's got to play. Because this is such a big must-win derby for Chelsea. So Palmer on the right is what I'm going for. Sancho, right now in the front 4, as much as obviously Palmer will always play if he's fit, I think Sancho is the one I'm most comfortable with and happy with right now. Nicholas Jackson through the middle. The only reason I'm still playing Jackson, despite how bad he's been playing recently, is because we don't have other options. Mark Guiu is another option, but I just don't see Maresca throwing him out there in the Premier League. I don't. Nkunku, I don't think can start because he just doesn't offer anything. He doesn't press. He doesn't work. He doesn't move anymore. So I don't think he can be anywhere near the starting 11. I don't want to see it personally. But I'm also now going to show you an alternative starting 11 here. Jorgensen in goal. James, Chalobah, Colwill, Cucurella, Caicedo, Enzo. Madueke or Neto on the right. Palmer, Sancho, Joao Felix. I made that video about him on Friday. Joao Felix, play him as a number 9, false 9, whatever it needs to be. I think we've got to try and change something up here. I'm not confident with Nicholas Jackson anymore. I'm not confident with Jackson in the way that he's been playing recently. This is almost impossible for me to build a team today, which is why I've given multiple options. Because I do think Joao Felix, if he doesn't feature in this game, I think he's gone. Obviously, because it's going to be on deadline day. Like, he's either gone or he's there. And I'm starting him because I want to give him another shot here. Because I think the reason Joao Felix is probably so desperate to leave Chelsea right now, and this video might be void if he does leave on Monday, but I think the reason is Nicholas Jackson hasn't scored in 7 matches, but Felix still isn't being picked. The wingers have not been performing at a high enough level. He's not being picked. Cole Palmer's clearly not been 100% fit, but he's still not getting picked. So pick him now. If he's still there, Felix, which he might not even be by the time you see this video, but I'm not in my set tonight, so I'm not going to be able to film this on Sunday, post-transfer updates or news on Saturday. But if Felix is still here, you play him in this game. Absolutely play him, especially when we're going to need to unlock probably a packed West Ham defence. It's not going to be easy. Graham Potter is going to suffer, make Chelsea suffer in this game. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be on us like a rash, which is another reason why Palmer maybe. But like I can't justify taking Cole Palmer out the team. I'm basically just speaking my mind live here, and I'm changing my mind all the time because I'm absolutely not confident in this team right now whatsoever. However, we've got to win, and I'm going to give my score predictions now. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea. And I think Palmer's going to score an absolute worldie to win us the game. I don't know who the other scorer is going to be because I think... Do you know what? I'm going to say Levi Colwill finally gets that goal. I've been saying it all season for some reason. Colwill's going to score. Palmer's going to score the winner and it's going to be a worldie. We need to win this, guys. We really need to win this game. There's going to be a lot of content coming probably because of deadline day. Who knows what we're going to do? Who knows who's going to be there by the time you see this video as well, because things move so quick. I'm recording this Saturday, lunchtime my time. You're seeing this on Sunday morning. Let's see what happens. But we have to beat West Ham. We have to beat Graham Potter. Thoughts in the comments. Please let me know what you think. Do we go to a 3 at the back? Is Maresca too stubborn to do that? Do we make big changes? Let me know your thoughts on your 11s in the comments down below. I've never wanted to see your opinions more on what the starting 11 should be as I do today. So let me know. Come on, you Blues.